Hey guys, it's Ricky DeTagle here in the Southwest region, and today's Ask a DME topic is going to be about website analysis. So I'm going to go over some of the things that I personally look for in a website analysis, and hopefully I can just give you some ideas if you're not already using them, at least in doing some things a little differently. So here we go. First and foremost, I want to say that there is no right or wrong elements to website analysis. What I do is not necessarily what you need to do or what other reps or other DMEs need to do. Each rep is going to value different factors in a website and how they want to speak to that. Okay? I would probably advise too that try to be familiar with not only what is wrong with their website, but also what is right so you can communicate that with the client as well. But back to the first point about not having right or wrong elements, I would say this is probably the most important aspect of it, is whatever elements that you are analyzing and that you want to communicate to the client, I would make sure you just have a plan on why you analyze what you analyzed and how you want to frame that from a sales environment to the customers to obviously fit our solutions in with that to obviously fix that. Okay, and then I would try to resist the urge also to speak about technical issues that you're not familiar with. So let's take our SEO analysis tool, for instance. There's factors on that such as Alexa ranking and page rank. If you're not comfortable speaking to Alexa ranking or page rank, then I would probably stay away from that at least in the time being. And if you're looking to learn more about some of these issues that you're not necessarily comfortable with, reach out to your local DME or manager, and we can get you comfortable not only understanding that metric, but also how to speak to it. And to that point, continue picking the brain of your local DME or manager, even other reps. I think the more that we speak to other people in our organization, the more ideas that we can get, and we can throw out the bad and keep the ones that we believe are efficient and believe the ones that are effective on a sales call. So let's just get into kind of the things that I look at. And before we get into that, I just want to say that if you are using tools such as FreeGrader or obviously our SEO analysis tool, and you're comfortable using those tools and they're in turn being effective for you on a sales call, I would continue doing that. If you hear some ideas here that do you think are going to be worthwhile, I think great. So here are some of the things that I'll look for before I see a client when I look at their website. First and foremost, is it mobile friendly? So tools such as FreeGrader will have a mobile friendly check mark next to it, but I prefer to use this one from Google. It's their new tool from Webmasters, and because we're all trying to play the game on Google, I just believe this tool is more friendly, and it's much more detailed too, whereas FreeGrader will just tell you whether they see it as mobile friendly or not. This tool will tell you whether it is or it isn't, but then give you the reasons as to why that is. Okay, and you can see the URL up top, and that's the tool that you would use for this one. The next thing that I'll use, or that I try to see, is does the website have Google Analytics? I know most tools won't analyze that. There's separate tools for it. So the tool that I'll use is www.gachecker.com, and it'll tell you whether all pages or just some pages on a website has Google Analytics. So back to what we were talking about having a plan. So the reason I like to see if a website has Google Analytics or not is it allows me to open up the conversation with the client on what he's using to judge the success or the failure of his website. Pure ranking on the SERPs is not just indicative of either a successful or a failure campaign. We need to see how the end user is actually engaging with that website. So knowing, at least for my benefit, knowing whether a client has Google Analytics or not allows me to really seamlessly have that conversation while I'm in there, because either A, they have Google Analytics, and then I'll ask how often they look at it, things of that nature, what kind of trends they've been spotting. Or if they don't have it, then I can ask them, since you're not using Google Analytics, what other platforms are you using to judge that success or failure of your website? Okay. And then general coding. So again, comparing it to, let's say, FreeGrader, that will say yes or no, whether they find the title tags, meta descriptions, and alt image tags but successful or not. I like to just kind of do it the old-fashioned way and see for myself what they're actually using. So, for instance, I use Chrome. So when you're on Chrome, any page of a website, you can right-click it and view the page source. And when you view the page source, what you'll see is, something like this is the back-end code of the websites. And from an SEO perspective, there's probably just a couple of major things that we'll look for. So here, this is the title tag. In this particular case, they're using a literal company name title tag, so this would be considered obviously not an optimized title tag. And then of all the meta tags, the most important one for SEO would be the meta description tag. This is how the snippet on a results page is derived from this tag. Okay? What we're looking for here is we're looking for keywords in the title tags and the meta descriptions to match up with keywords that actually are receiving traffic and that we're trying to optimize for that page. We're also looking for geographical areas that customer is trying to match up to, things of that nature. If you want to take a deeper dive into the code, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself, your local DME, and we can get you more comfortable in what to look for. And then the alt image tag as well. So here on Chrome, you can right click on any image and then you'll have to select what says inspect element. And what you'll see is something like this. And then you're just looking for the alt tag. In this case, the alt tag is Novus Glass, the windshield repair experts. So they did attempt to optimize the tag. It doesn't say just, image 001. They are telling the Google bot what they are viewing in that. So for me, this is probably the most important aspect. This is not of the website analysis, because everything we've been talking about thus far, right? The title tags, the meta descriptions, the alt image tags, is the website mobile friendly? All those things are ultimately a means to an end. And that means to that end is, where are they ranking in the eyes of Google? How relevant and trustworthy does Google see their website? So whether you do a live search in front of a customer, and I would probably advise you that if you are going to do a live search in front of a customer, make sure you've done the search yourself so you're not surprised by where they are ranking, or whether you want to print out some SERPs and hand it to them and show them where they're showing up and where some of their competitors are showing up. This to me is the most important, because this is the one that, as simple as it is really what motivates the client to act. And then lastly, I like to view the website as though I'm using it like they're potential customers. So there's certain notes that I want to take and communicate with the client. So first and foremost, like we talked about with the SERPs, are they on the first 3 pages of relevant keyword searches? Is the website aesthetically pleasing? As an end user, do you enjoy being on their website? Does it seem dated? Do you feel as though you're doing business with a credible company just by the looks of the website? Is the site easy to navigate? Is the information that you could potentially be looking for, is it easy to find on their website, or does it take a lot of work and a lot of searching to get to some of that information? How is the load speed for the different pages of their site? I would encourage you not only to look at the load speed on your laptop, but to open their website up on mobile devices and kind of test that as well. And lastly, does their site have unique content on each page? Or are they using a copy and paste method and just interchanging geographical areas that they're trying to get optimized for? So, like I said before, I don't believe that there's any right or wrong in terms of what you're analyzing on a website. I believe the most important aspect of it is, whatever you do decide to analyze, ask yourself why you're analyzing that portion of the website and how you can frame that in a sales environment to the client. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and we can dive deeper into this. Or if you have any specific questions on any of the tools that you're currently using, you can also reach out to me for that, and we can talk that through. So thanks guys, and I hope you enjoyed it.